Dandadas, hyenas, scuba divers, I said GG's, Dandadas, hyenas, scuba divers, Lord for scuba. Steve was criminal, y'all. Ira the King X. Don't forget the Kennedy doing his minimum match right here on YouTube. We conducting ourselves the most highest Dandada. Life's what you make it. You can't love it. You can't hate it. It's going to be simply what you make it. You know what I'm saying? We got to stay more aware than never. That's a fact, GG. You heard? R.Kelly, Dandada. Let me find out the whole R.Kelly situation. Dandada been a bunch of shenanigans. Dandada. They actually took this man, got him knocked off. They saying Rocnation did the R.Kelly segment. Like, Rocnation did the R.Kelly segment. Like, what the hell? Come on, right now. We're going to try one of these cookies right here. We just got these cookies, Dandada. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try them out. Let's see how they're hitting. Let's see what they're hitting for. It's all right. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, all right. Cookies is straight, Dandada. Yeah, so GG's Dandada. Remember, Dandada. So R.Kelly saying that Jay-Z Dandada try to take him out, Dandada, at first, Dandada, for some past situations or so, whatever the case may be. So long story short, now R.Kelly's locked up doing 30, Dandada. Now R.Kelly saying that the Fedz, Dandada, hired 2 men, Dandada, to take him out, Dandada. Because of what? He knows too much or something like that, or he knows that the case is flaky or something like that. So shit's getting real scarce right now, Dandada. But can R.Kelly actually make it out, Dandada? They try to say, oh, his lawyer's pulling a fast one, but these people actually got evidence now. Real life evidence, Dandada. So we got this. We got to stand on business. So R.Kelly, shit's getting crazy. Donald Trump's in office. A lot of shit with the government started. Like, I don't know if Donald Trump like just doing this purposely. If he's actually, you know what I'm saying. But Donald Trump is actually showing that the government just be making like putting like PowerPoints together on somebody. Oh yeah, make him a criminal. They just make a PowerPoint on you. And then that's how it goes, Like, damn, that's not how it's supposed to work, GG. That's not supposed to work, GG.
Of R.Kelly, based on the solicitation of his murder by high-ranking Bureau of Prisons officers and officials. These are people who seek to kill Mr. Kelly rather than allow the corrupt criminal conduct of those who manufacture.
And since when allegations like this been popping up in the media and shit like that? Like, yo, the government is trying to kill R. Kelly. Like, that shit sounds like it's fucking. It sounds like it's not supposed to be happening. First of all, second of all, it's not supposed to be happening. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? The government, the government was supposed to be a fair trial, fair game, They know how certain shit works, so they can't be doing certain shit. But how is the lawyers? This is lawyers, other government officials, dude, saying the Feds. Like, who's the government and who's the Feds? Is the Feds part of the government? The government part of the Feds? Is it like, how does this work? Because these people keep saying the government, the Feds, and Donald Trump. Is Donald Trump on his own team? Is the Feds they own little situation, and is the government they own situation? Like, who are these different parties of the government? How the fuck does it work, GG? Like, what the? I thought they was all the same.
Convictions be exposed. We recognize the stunning quality of these allegations, but in the end, these are not allegations made by R. Kelly. These are not allegations made by my office. These are allegations made by men who were solicited by government prosecutors and Bureau of Prisons officials to first violate the constitutional rights of Mr. Kelly and secure his unjust convictions.
Yo, he started that shit off right. These is not he sounded like the white Dr. Martin Luther King. These is not allegations made about R. Kelly. R. Kelly did not make these allegations up or even say them. These is not allegations that my law office had made up. This is simply from the people's mouth who said that they feel like they gonna tell him what it is, Gigi. But look it. If you happen to, and that's crazy because the government, the way that they pick people that either about to die or people who on death row or people, you know what I'm saying? They pick them type of people and just give them a better deal. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, Gigi. That's crazy, Dandada.
And second, to kill him. For those who would ask.
That's fucking nuts, Dandada. He said that the Feds done that. The Feds want R. Kelly. Why would the Feds want R. Kelly dead? Like why would how does R. Kelly dying help out the political office? Like, that's what I don't get. That's one thing I don't get. If R. Kelly's a singer, nigga, how the fuck R. Kelly dead in jail that works for anything? Like, how does that work for like that? Even R. Kelly was out. He's not political. R. Kelly ain't on no political route. R. Kelly ain't thinking the same, but R. Kelly, you know what happened? R. Kelly probably got railroaded. And since R. Kelly got railroaded so bad, and he's probably, he's just a fucking mogul and he actually does what he does. Like, he's actually a singer. Like, he actually does that shit. He actually sings. He makes the best music. He got the fucking biggest catalog. That nigga's next to Michael Jackson. R. Kelly next to Michael Jackson. Chi. That nigga's next to fucking Michael motherfucking Jackson. Since he got railroaded so bad that they feel like, you know what I'm saying, certain shit need anything. And that's a fact. R. Kelly's one of them.
Whether we are doing all of this today as a means of seeking a presidential pardon from President Trump. And I want to address that directly. We will ask President Trump.
Yo, Donald Trump. Donald Trump's a fucking gangster, Dandada. Like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, what is going on with Donald Trump, nigga? Like, the inmates who escaped, Dandada, they fucking called out for Donald Trump, Dandada. R. Kelly calling out for Donald Trump. Tory Lanez called out for Donald Trump. NBA YoungBoy called out for Donald Trump, and it worked. These other people called out for Donald Trump, and it actually worked. Larry Hoover called out for Donald Trump. A couple people called out for Donald Trump. It's actually working. Is Donald Trump actually a person? A real life person that you could actually contact him and he could actually, let me look into it for you. Like, what the fuck, nigga? Shout out to Donald Trump for being accessible to the community. Shout out to Donald Trump for being so accessible to these people, like, for real, because that's a different type of situation right there. He's actually accessible, like, that's crazy, bro. Quit playing with the set, drop the link. Yo, bro, like, you honestly got your own agenda, bro. Like you just don't quit, bro. Like, what? So GT's the Donna's Hyena Scuba Dives, one for Scooby Steve. You already know. So at the end of the day, Donald Trump made himself accessible to the fucking community. All these people, the inmates escaped. They said, "Yo, we escaped from jail, but we need Donald Trump right here live." Like, he's the president. You would think the president, is part of the Feds. It seems like the president is not part of the Feds, and the Feds not part of the government. Like, they all got, like, what? Who are these? Like, what the fuck is going on here, GG? That's different right there, right?
To help us. We will. Because at this point, he seems to be the only person with both the power and the courage to stand up to these people and make it count So I'll ask him now, I'll ask him again, I will ask the president to help us because R. Kelly's life is in danger right now today. And as these words become public, that
singer R.Kelly are asking for his immediate release from prison, claiming that federal officials plotted to have him killed. He is serving a 30-year sentence for racketeering and sex trafficking. In an emergency filing today, his attorneys outlined what they called a cover-up. Their motion alleges that the feds solicited a convicted sex trafficker who was Kelly's cellmate here in Chicago to steal correspondence between Kelly and his attorneys. They further claim the Bureau of Prisons transferred a leader of the white supremacist group to Kelly's prison in North Carolina with instructions to kill Kelly. That leader has a long history of filing lawsuits against the government and the Bureau of Prisons. We have reached out to prison officials and the U.S. Attorney's Office. So far, no response.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV. UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as it broke into the news with
Gigi, this is what it is. No one could be anything, so this is what it is, You only can say, what you honestly see, and that's just what it is. People hate people, who actually could see, what's simply happening, What's goody, Gigi, Zaida, Scoop Downs, one for Scooby Steve was criminated. So more or less, if R. Kelly, happens to almost lose his life for being incarcerated, and then he finds out the people who try to kill him actually got paid by the government. The government said that they was gonna give him deals and shit like that. Why is the government actually trying to take out R. Kelly? And if the government is actually taking out R. Kelly, does the government work for Rocnation? Or like, what is going on? Does the feds work for Rocnation? Is Rocnation part of the feds? Like, is that's what it is? Like, is it a big like I don't know. It seems a little iffy. You know what I'm saying? How like what the hell with the feds? Why? And then Donald Trump's going to pardon him. Donald Trump is be the nigga that you think Donald Trump is the person that worked for the feds, when Donald Trump is the one that, yo, we gonna pardon him. Donald Trump, I thought you was part of the fucking. I thought you were the president of the United States. Donald Trump's like, nah, yeah, I am the president of the United States. That's why he's pardoned. I'm like, what? Donald Trump ain't playing the data. Donald Trump's just stuck in the data. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump's on it. I'm saying he's doing what, you know what I'm saying? He's making himself accessible to everything, the data. And that's a good thing, the data. That's a good thing, the data. It's poppin', Jay Dooley. What to do up in there, the data? Shout out Jay Dooley, the data. That's different.
Within the last few hours or so, and it's all over the timeline right now, that R. Kelly's team and representatives held a press conference today to let it be known that they are filing a motion for his immediate release from federal prison with allegations that another inmate contacted R. Kelly and let it be known that he'd been hired to carry out a murder of R. Kelly to keep it silent and hide unjust and illegal practices with his sentencing of 30 to 31 years in federal prison. Now, they are saying
that is the R. Kelly. I'm the world's greatest. I done made it. I'm that little bit of hope when you're back against the road. I done made it. I'm the world's greatest. And everybody asks you who I am. Just stand up tall, look in her face and say, I'm not I ain't it. I ain't. Facts, like, stop playing with R. Kelly, GG. Like, R. Kelly's one of them, the data. Like, he's that little bit of hope when it's back against the roads. I made it. Like, stop playing with fucking R. Kelly. That nigga kept his hope alive. Why y'all? But you know what's crazy? This is what's crazy. If y'all already got him incarcerated, right, and he's doing his time, whatever the case may be, why do you proceed to commit and conduct yourself in evil manners, thinking that is just okay, Like, Like, he's already doing his 31 years, why the fuck did you try to take him out? Why would the take out be necessary, And why would it be necessary at this time, Only if, you conducted yourself in a wrong manner, you placed some certain shit, on him, now he's starting to fight and shit like that. Even if he does get out, like, what the fuck, he just gonna live life? What do you think R. Kelly's gonna be doing? What R. Kelly's gonna do to you? To who? Sing? Y'all don't want him to sing. Y'all want him to shut up. Like, y'all don't want him to sing. All he's going to do is sing. He sings. He's going to be a singer. That's what he does. That's his lifestyle. That's who he is. He's a singer. He's always going to sing. He's going to sing in jail. He's going to sing out. He's going to sing on the beach. He's going to sing here. He's going to sing. Y'all want him to shut up. Like, y'all don't want him singing, but he's a singer. I don't, like, shit's crazy. Shit's crazy, GG.
This guy's part of the Aryan Brotherhood. They said that he was terminally ill and was offered this job by the government to get a release to enjoy his last days of life with freedom. And the write-up says this: R. Kelly wants immediate release from prison because he believes that federal authorities want to kill him. The incarcerated singer's attorneys requested that President Trump help him get out of federal custody via an emergency motion that was filed in Chicago.
Wow, you know what train of thought came to my head, Like, you know what train of thought came to my head? Like, R. Kelly's locked up, Do you think that the Democrat, like the Democrat, is Obama a Democrat? So do Obama mess with the Jay-Z's and the Jay-Z's and stuff, and they give them the spotlight? They make these people the greatest. You know what I'm saying? They put they thing on them, So do you think these people, was looking out for Jay-Z, and was like, yo, we want to take out people in the industry, that you don't like? Does it work like that, do you think? Like, how do you actually think it works, GG? These people actually take out the people that they don't like? That's not right, bro. That's not right. Cleaning up the weed.
Chicago today, June 10th. They allege that federal authorities conspired to steal his correspondence with legal team in order to pressure his former girlfriend to testify against him. R. Kelly's lawyers also claimed that authorities recruited a white supremacist to murder him while he's in prison. In a sworn statement from R. Kelly's team, terminally ill inmate Michael Glenn Stein, who's a leader of an Aryan Brotherhood prison gang, claimed that federal authorities offered him freedom to spend his last days outside of the prison if he killed the singer. Stein allegedly told the authorities he was willing to commit the murder, but instead told Kelly about the plot and warned him about the danger to his life. R. Kelly's life is now threatened because of his willingness to fight and to expose the very kind of corruption that President Trump has been fighting and standing up to since the day he took that office. Kelly's attorney, Bo Brindley, said at a press conference, "We will ask Donald Trump to help us." Brindley revealed that he wants to skirt around the normal process for clemency to request a direct pardon from the president. We are seeking conversation with the president because R. Kelly does not have the time, with his life in danger, to go through the normal channels, Brindley said. We are seeking talks with the White House. We are seeking talks with everybody who is willing to help us. Nah, this is all alleged with this.
This is all allegedly, because everybody's trying to say, oh yeah, he could be pulling a fast one, he could be doing this, he could be doing that. But do you think that's what's actually happening, GG?
They claiming that they got in contact with Stein, told him to carry out the hit.
And you gotta understand and the person who's saying that stuff, guess what? The people who approached him, everybody that was part of it, they actually understand that's what's going on, GG.
No, there's nothing that I can confirm this with right here, but it's all over the headlines. They are claiming allegedly they want to cover up how everything was handled. Witnesses being used to work against Kelly with false statements and things. They did have like a total of 45 different people testify against R. Kelly. And when you look at the cases, he is
fledgling office workers taking their first breaths of company air. Can they survive this harsh and unforgiving work?
All right, paperwork's already done in Bamboo HR. Let's go meet your team.
And P. Diddy's is kind of used in a similar fashion, except R. Kelly's was tied into underage women, and plus they said he had way more harsher type of way that he was handling these people. But basically he's using managers employees, assistants to help him carry out a sex ring. That's what they're alleging that P. Diddy is doing right now, what he's done throughout the years, and that's what they're basically charging him with. Now, with R. Kelly serving this 31 years now, still, it's like people who look at it like, what is really going on? They're going to hear this today. I can't confirm or say this is true or false or none of the sort, but having it come out like that, take the headlines. We just see Donald Trump give pardons out, you know what I mean, to different people. And, you know, they got the First Step Act. They got other things going on with Trump, but this is a way for them to get in there, catch the attention. Press conference, no matter if it's right, true, false, it's made up. Anybody could have made anything up in the channel. Then it could all be 1,000% true. When it comes to what I don't know, I can't confirm nor deny it or what it is, but I know that they got the attention today. And when you get the attention for things like this, it can make somebody look into it, see if something went left, see if something didn't go right with the case. I don't know, but R. Kelly was sentenced out of New York and Chicago on the federal level for both of these crimes. So it's gonna come off in a way. They had tampering with witnesses in this and stuff like that. It's just one of the tricky situations. R. Kelly, one of the greatest singers of all time, most definitely one of the voices that the people in the culture love with singing, but having that tied to your name, us seeing certain things throughout the year.
Now that's a fact that R. Kelly is a great ass singer, He's definitely one of the greatest singers of all time, But you gotta understand that they grew up in a different type of era. They so grown, these people actually grew up in a whole different like type of, you know what I'm saying? Type of era, type of thing, Cause if you think about who, like, you got like anybody that's like your parents, you grown, your parents, probably, you know what I'm saying, your mom and your dad, they probably like 7 years apart, you know what I'm saying? Like that was back in the day shit, but now not really too much of it is going on, you know what I'm saying? So you can't be on no situation like that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta conduct yourself to, you know what I'm saying? Time changes, and that's what happened with a lot of people. That's what happens with a lot of people. Laws change, certain shit change, and that's just, you know what I'm saying? And people just be having the same type of mindset where you got to change with the world, the world is changing, you know what I'm saying? If Florida turns into a cold state, hopefully everybody in Florida, niggas ain't still coming outside with shorts, coming outside in the snow, with whatchamacallit, coming outside in the snow with no shoes on. Like, I seen it done. You know what I'm saying? I seen it done. I seen this shit done, but they come outside. Man, they actually playing with R.Kelly. They actually playing with this man. So I don't know. Why would the government want R. Kelly to be unalive though? That's the only thing. That's the only question that you gotta answer me. If you could answer me that, then
it's the Father's Day sale at Boscov's.
I actually want people to be unalive and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Criminal investigation. We got the documents, people, and it ties everything together. R. Kelly was found guilty on CP charges as well as running a criminal organization that trafficked multiple women. These allegations are very serious. So by no means is this video me co-signing R. Kelly or trying to prove that R. Kelly is innocent on those charges. This video is strictly to address the conspiracy that prison officials tried to hire two men to murder R. Kelly. I got wind of the allegations earlier this morning while I was half asleep. I woke up froggy, couldn't even believe what I was seeing. But R. Kelly's attorney held a press conference where he invited multiple news outlets, and he dropped the bombshell that they are accusing prison officials of hiring white supremacists to try to kill R. Kelly.
Attorneys are asking President Donald Trump to release their client immediately, saying prison officials have hired an inmate to murder him. Kelly is serving a 30-year sentence for sexual misconduct at a federal prison in North Carolina. Today, Kelly's legal team filed an emergency motion in Chicago federal court to get him out. They say they have a sworn affidavit from a terminally ill inmate who says prison officials offered him freedom in his final days in exchange for Kelly's murder.
There have been discussions not only with Michael Stein, but as the motion indicates, we've recently received information from another inmate named Mr. Harris. And Mr. Harris has indicated that he too has been approached by the same lieutenant who's been approaching Michael Stein, and that discussions have been had about poison in the food hall, about poison in the commissary. Discussions with Mr. Stein have been had about stabbing.
That's different. They try to poison somebody. They try to poison someone, said that they sick. Maybe the person, maybe that's how the other person got sick. The person that they try to make, you know what I'm saying, do that. That's crazy. So boom. So they'll come up to you, like, oh yeah, you gotta take out R. Kelly, so you decline, but now they know that they asked you that, so you like, what the fuck? Why did you even go over there and ask that person that? Like, you putting them in a bind, that's different.
These are the kinds of methods that have been discussed.
Two prisoners have came forward and confirmed that prison officials attempted to lure them in the conspiracy to murder R. Kelly. R. Kelly and his attorney is also claiming that they're trying to now get him out the paint. They're trying to murder him due to the ongoing investigation and civil suit he has against prison officials. So R. Kelly is uncovering a lot of illegal things that prison officials did during his racketeering case. Now, some of these things could land them in jail. It could very well land them in prison. And this isn't, from my perspective, an investigation where it could possibly find some illegal things. No, this investigation will for sure 100% find illegal activities that prison officials engaged in against R. Kelly. And they're almost for certain gonna go to jail over this.
Attorneys for singer R. Kelly are asking for his immediate release from prison, claiming that federal officials plotted to have him killed. He is serving a 30-year sentence for...
Is this a way for Donald Trump to fire some of the federal officials that was coming at him? Like, Donald Trump is over here trying to fucking Donald Trump is over here trying to clean up shop, probably clean up the people who was after him before, and the people who was after him actually work for the government, so he's trying, so he's taking out people everywhere, that's what Donald Trump do. It's called he's trying to, you know what I'm saying, actually put, that's different. He's doing what they did to him to them, that's different.
Racketeering and sex trafficking. In an emergency filing today, his attorneys outlined what they called a cover-up.
These are people who seek to kill Mr. Kelly rather than allow the corrupt criminal conduct of those who manufactured his convictions be exposed.
Their motion alleges that the feds solicited a convicted sex trafficker who was Kelly's cellmate here in Chicago to steal correspondence between Kelly and his attorneys. They further claim the Bureau of Prisons transferred a leader of the white supremacist group to Kelly's prison in North Carolina with instructions to kill Kelly.
R. Kelly has an open and shut case against the government, and right now they're working in overtime to try to prevent the details from coming out. R. Kelly was officially charged with running a criminal organization. It was a racketeering, a RICO case, where his criminal organization conspired and used systems to violate women. The charges when it comes to each victim is pretty much the same across the board. They would accuse R. Kelly of putting together a team and a system that would transport women, and he would solicit them for sexual favors. Some got paid, which is trafficking. And then others, they would claim that R. Kelly will coerce them and force himself upon them. And some they would claim were really young, so they couldn't consent. And that's an additional charge. But a racketeering case is very hard to prove. And when the feds looked at their case and they seen that they were trying to call victims from like 2009 and 8, they realized they needed more. They needed to turn one of R. Kelly's active girlfriends against him, because one of the girlfriends, Israel Clary, the feds believed that R. Kelly got with her when she was really young, because they spoke to her family, and the family confirmed that R. Kelly got with her when she was 1'7", right? I can't say the actual age due to YouTube guidelines, but she was 1'7" when they got together. So the feds knew that Israel Clary was like a gold mine. If they can get Israel Clary to come to court and testify that R. Kelly coerced her, forced himself upon her, gave her diseases, right? Yo, this is like the perfect textbook victim. Got with R. Kelly at 1'7", been with R. Kelly for about 5 years now, and R. Kelly kidnapped her at some point. R. Kelly gave her an incurable disease at some point. R. Kelly forced himself upon her. R. Kelly would violate her. They needed to turn Israel Clary against R. Kelly, but she wouldn't budge. When R. Kelly got arrested, she was right by his side. She was even doing interviews with Gayle King, defending R. Kelly, telling Gayle King that her family was only trying to extort R. Kelly for money, which is why they told the feds that R. Kelly did all those things he did to her.
My parents knew where I have always been for 4 years. They have known. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azrael. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
I'll tell you why they're concerned, Azrael, because they say she's 17. We found text messages that indicated that she was having sex with R. Kelly when she was 17. Is that true?
No, that is a lie. That is a lie. I was not having sex with him at 17.
Why would they want to lie about you, their daughter?
Okay, so when I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. So when I met him, he thought that I was 18. On top of that, when I was 17, my parents were actually making me, trying to get me to take photos with him, take sexual videos with him, all kinds of stuff.
Wait. Your parents encouraged you to do videos with R. Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
Joycelyn, I see you nodding a lot with what she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement with what she's saying?
Because everything that she's saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money, and
your parents, you're saying the same as saying.
Well, both of our parents are basically out here to trying to get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened, you know, with music or wherever it could be, and they're just very upset.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you, that you're.
Israel was holding it down. She was not giving up R. Kelly, but the feds knew she was a slam dunk case. They got records that her and R. Kelly met when she wasn't of age. They got records that R. Kelly gave her herpes. This was a slam dunk case. If they can get Israel's testimony on top of the records they have, R. Kelly is done. So the feds began to work on a plan to get her to flip. When R. Kelly went to jail, him and Jocelyn, after some time, the other girlfriend, they fell apart. Israel was the main girl, and she was under the perception that she was the only girl. Jocelyn moved out of R. Kelly's house. Israel was the only one in the house. She was under the perception that her and R. Kelly was now in a monogamous relationship. The feds knew this, and the feds also had access to R. Kelly's jail records, so they knew that R. Kelly was cheating on Israel while in prison. But the feds can't just blast the records, because they were hoping you blast the records, let her know R. Kelly is cheating on her. She becomes so hurt that now she wants to retaliate against R. Kelly. But the feds can't just take R. Kelly's paperwork and post it themselves. So the feds began to devise a plan with prison officials to where they can get the information that R. Kelly is cheating on Israel out to the public. so Israel can turn to R. Kelly. So federal correctional officers began to contact Tasha K. Now, Tasha K is my GOAT, so no Tasha K slander will be tolerated in the comment section. Y'all be kind. This is my GOAT. So federal correctional officers began to contact Tasha K, feeding her information about R. Kelly's jail records. They gave her emails. They gave her visitor logs. They gave Tasha K dozens and dozens and dozens of information regarding R. Kelly that are supposed to be inaccessible information. This is not information available to the public and would never be available to the public.
Him to get on live to say that Azrael is not right in R. Kelly, really? Really? Now, I gave him R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how he got R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how I got the emails between Azrael and R. Kelly. So you mean to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? I ain't got no beef with that man at all, okay?
That's Tasha K letting Ezra Clary's father know that she got the jail records of Ezra Clary and R. Kelly emails. Now, Tasha K will go on her show and she would reveal the emails between the other girlfriend, Jocelyn, and R. Kelly.
I got some powerful information for y'all tonight regarding this, okay? You know, I got people up there in Cook County. Shout out to my Cook County winos, okay? They work for government. Anyway, okay. So remember I told y'all Azrael had left? She's gone. Azrael is with her pappy. She's with her daddy, okay? Yes, Azrael is gone, but she's still not gone mentally. You know, when you're with somebody that long, she's with this man since she was, and now that he's gone away, you know, she has a lot more time to think. But the other one doesn't have a lot of time to think, because let me tell you, her and R. Kelly be in communication all day. Okay, now right now he ain't got no more minutes on his phone. He can't call her, so they, you know, literally emailing and shit. So let me share some shit with you. Hold on. Okay, these are actual conversations between them. I'm not gonna put it up here because this is considered like somebody's private information or whatever. But you know, my word, trust me. And let me tell you, for those of y'all, I honestly thought that R. Kelly could not like read or write. But obviously he can't. Well, no, he can't really read because she's asking him. I'll read it to you. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold on real quick. Hit the wine glass if y'all having a good time. Hit the goddamn wine glass. I'm not going to read all of them to you because it's really hard to read R. Kelly's part. But let me show you what the dynamic is like and how he's talking to them. But like I said, they don't talk to each other, Joycelyn and Azrael. So for Azrael to find out that he was calling Joycelyn the same names, even though they call him daddy, both of them, but he doesn't talk. It's really up. Hold on. Okay. All right, so let me get my little glasses on. Hope y'all ready. Exclusive here on Unwind with Tasha K. Robert Sylvester Kelly, 11/11/2019, 7:34:29 p.m. wrote hi, but he spelled hi, H-A-I, how are you? Now he's typing, okay? And then Joycelyn comes back and says, hey, daddy, I'm doing good. I really need you to call me as soon as possible. He read that.
Oh, now Ezra, who had no intentions on testifying against R. Kelly or cooperating against R. Kelly, goes in a fit of rage as she hears R. Kelly calls his other woman the same nicknames that he calls her. R. Kelly is talking to this woman as if she's the main chick, as if Ezra means nothing to him. Now, Ezra is hearing all of this from the public. So the Fed's mission is complete. They was able to get that information out fast in a hurry, and they was able to enrage Israel. But I don't even think the Feds knew like the level of crash out that Ezra was gonna do. So Ezra began to go in full crash out mode, bruh. Began to become R. Kelly's biggest headache and biggest op. She contacted Gayle King back for a second interview to expose R. Kelly and to retract all the nonsense she said in the first interview defending R. Kelly. She went on live crashing out, accusing the girlfriend of being involved with her when she was of an illegal age.
I'm stylish. Got them all wild.
Everything else. What's yours? What's yours? What you want to take? You can take all this shit for sweats. Here, I'm gonna help you out. Oh, he don't like that. He don't like men. You just told on your own boyfriend. You just told on your own boyfriend.
You like grown men in here. That's disrespectful, Zell. You know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. This is his house. You disrespectful. You're so evil.
I'm not evil, baby. I need to protect myself. I need to protect myself. Joy, you were sleeping with me. It's a fire. You were sleeping with me.
Okay. Stop. Okay. Ladies.
That's assault. Got it online. I know how to fight. It's nothing. Fighting at the Trump. Go ahead. That's assault.
Oh, Lord. The fans did a number, man. The fans got this chick so upset, man. She telling on everybody, bruh. Not only telling on R. Kelly, which if R. Kelly did these things, she should have told on him because you are nasty. But she's also telling on the girlfriend saying, hey, bruh, you was with me too. You was with me too when it wasn't legal. What you talking about? So she's telling on everybody. That's how upset she is because she found out this information. She even went on Gayle King and did a tell-on, retracting all the positive things she said about R. Kelly and about how her parents were lying or trying to extort R. Kelly. She walked it all back and told the real.
Really glad to see you again because I wasn't sure I'd ever get to talk to you again.
I'm very happy to be here and see you again as well.
It feels like a full circle moment to me. When we first met Azriel Clary in March of 2019, she had been living with R. Kelly for almost 5 years and was one of his fiercest supporters.
Because you guys don't know the truth. You guys are believing the facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money.
Clary and another woman, Joycelyn Savage, told us then that they were in a relationship with the embattled R&B singer. But Clary left the apartment she shared with Kelly in Chicago 7 months after our interview.
I was lost and I felt invisible, and I gave someone that control over me to basically make me do whatever it was that they wanted me to do and act however they wanted me to act.
During R. Kelly's trial, she testified that he began her when she was just 18 years old. At the time of the interview with us, were you afraid when you were sitting there talking to us?
I was. He did his interview first.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. Y'all, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
He came in and he told us to be angry and be upset, and she's gonna try to do this and you gonna.
Oh, he told you that?
Yes, and so we came in angry.
So he told you be angry?
Yes, and
she testified that around that same age that he gave her herpes without letting her know that he had it, which he was legally required to do. So she pretty much cooked R. Kelly on that stand, and we know the story, bruh. R. Kelly ultimately went to jail based off of her testimony, to be honest. R. Kelly is sitting back as this is playing out, as he gets found guilty, he's convicted, he goes to jail. He's sitting back like, yo, this is not fair. I was railroaded. How is this allowed? Y'all released my information to get her to turn on me. This is like witness tampering, right? It has to be. So R. Kelly went on Vlad TV and he broke down, yo, they're doing an investigation to locate who the BOP officers are, how they were able to access his information. And he will say, yo, what they uncovered is shocking, and that this was a conspiracy to get him in jail.
Back in 2019, while I was being held in the BOP at the MCC in Illinois, a BOP federal disciplinary hearing officer, which is like the judge in the Bureau of Prisons. She's a judge.
Vlad TV.
She was illegally accessing my federal restricted law enforcement information, my jail records, meaning my recorded phone calls and my emails. Not only did she, not only did the officer illegally access my restricted information, but she accessed it 153 different times during the course of 6 months while I was being detained here. This is all according to a search warrant. This is not me saying this. This is what the search warrant says that was executed on the BOP officer after she had done it. Vlad TV. This BOP officer, whom they are identifying as Officer 8 for the last 4 years, she was not arrested. She still hasn't been arrested, and we still don't even know who she is. She tore off every corner of each page where the dates and times would be, and illegally sent my jail records to her own personal Gmail account. This is all according to the search warrant. But she didn't stop there. BOP Officer A then gave Vlad TV that 6 months worth of my federal restricted information to a female, famous female, and very influential YouTube blogger by the name of Tasha K, who not only illegally received my restricted federal law enforcement information, but the blogger Tasha K stated out of her own mouth on her Unwind with Tasha K YouTube blog that she shared that restricted information with my girlfriend at the time, who after seeing it, who after seeing that information got very, very mad at me to the point she was scorned and became the government's main star witness in my New York case, testifying against me. Vlad TV. Now, those federal restricted phone calls and emails contain 6 months worth of lovey-dovey conversations between me and my other girlfriend at the time. And their plan was to get the girl, Vlad TV, the girlfriend who Tasha K showed those conversations to, mad enough so they could turn her against me and have her say whatever they wanted her to say about me on the stand.
R.Kelly files an official lawsuit against the United States of America, the unknown BOP officer, because, here's the corrupt part. The prison and the government is still protecting the BOP officer. They're not revealing the identity of who handed over R. Kelly's information to Tasha K. And he's also suing the unknown John and Jane Doe BOP officers and also Tasha K. He's suing Tasha K. R. Kelly rights was allegedly violated in 2019. It's been 6 years, and the government still hasn't turned over who the BOP officers were that accessed R. Kelly's record to give to Tasha K. That's how you know they in collusion, bro. That's how you know this was the work of the government themselves, bro. Because why they protecting the officers? More times than not, bro, you fire those officers and you put them out to dry. Y'all broke the law. Y'all got to go to jail. But the officers, not only have they not been, suspended, apprehended, they haven't been arrested, investigate, their names not even available yet. R. Kelly just requested, well, we'll get there shortly, okay? So what exactly is R. Kelly suing the government and Tasha K for? Let's go to the official lawsuit. R. Kelly would allege that the government permitted at least 60 correctional officers to make unauthorized access to R. Kelly's sensitive information on the TrueView system, resulting in the sharing or sale of this information to third parties, including media and witnesses in R. Kelly's criminal prosecution. Now, according to R. Kelly, August of 2022, they failed to prevent an unauthorized access by an unknown correctional officers to R. Kelly TrueView records, leading to the leak of trust fund information to a Washington Post journalist, which resulted in the DOJ confiscating over $25,000 from R. Kelly's prison trust account. As for Tasha K, he's just suing her for disseminating the information. Now, in a YouTube video titled R. Kelly Can't Trust His Girlfriends While Behind Bars, he would claim that Tasha K disclosed a private information call from R. Kelly's prison calls with Jane Doe and JS obtained from a phone tap somewhere without revealing the source. November 7th, 2019 to January 12th, 2020, apparently he would claim that Tasha K will publish his private information, including contents of prison phone calls, email communications, visitor logs, trust account information, literacy, medical issues, and romantic relationships on her YouTube channel and Instagram with over 1.1 million subscribers. Now, this is the part that really got him messed up and really got him convicted. He will claim that Tasha K provided the stolen information to Jane Doe, which is R.Kelly, and her family members, rallying her followers to harass Kelly and influence witnesses in his EDNY criminal prosecution, interfering with his defense. Yeah, so he's claiming, that because they give this information to R.Kelly and her family, that right there interfered with the witness. It witness tampered and got the witness to turn against me. And that led to me losing my case and interfered with my defense. This is highly illegal. Can y'all take action? Can I at least be let go on an appeal? So far, he's been unsuccessful in being let out. Here's the crazy part that's very suspicious. And here's where it starts getting odd. The case is still going on. Like, R.Kelly, I think, will win this case hands down. Is not even close. The Feds did some scandalous stuff, and they're going to pay for it, to be honest. So the Feds was just forced to grant access to R.Kelly to like over 13,000.
You see, that's what I don't get. I don't get who is the what? Like they say the Feds is going to pay for it, but R.Kelly's asking for Donald Trump to come help him. So he's asking for the government to come help him, but they keep saying the Feds. So the government's like, who is these people? Are these different agencies? Different are they not the same? The whole government don't work with each other. Like what? Like what are these? Like I don't get it. I don't get what they're saying.
Records. The United States has produced more than 13,000 pages of records in response to R.Kelly's written discovery request. Now, here's where it starts to get really odd. Right after the Feds were forced to hand over 13,000 pages of records in response to R.Kelly's discovery request, some strange dominoes start falling. You can make your decision. Is this a coincidence, or is this directly involved with some people about to lose their jobs and go to jail, so people is panicking? Days after R.Kelly received...
Yeah, that's what I think, Gigi. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? The different presidents got, you know what I'm saying? They probably work with, they still, like, is the presidents beefing, though? Like, why would the presidents be beefing with different presidents, Like, why would that be happening, Why would presidents be not liking other presidents? Like, what the heck, Like, why is it so personal involved, Like,
the 13,000 pages of records that will uncover the truth of exactly who plotted this and how they plotted it. Days afterwards, when R.Kelly responded back to the status report, 2 inmates would be lured in by prison officials to conspire to murder R.Kelly. Now, when R.Kelly got wind of this, here's where it starts to get super sketchy. When R.Kelly got wind of this, him and his attorney, they filed a 20-page motion for emergency release. Said, hey, bro, we just got word these prison officials are trying to murder R.Kelly to stop this information from getting out. This information that's going to expose a lot of people, cause a lot of prison officials, approximately 60, to go to jail and get arrested because they committed crimes. This is a federal prison. They committed federal crimes. They're going to jail. So one of the 60 or multiple of the 60 or all 60 is luring inmates to murder R.Kelly so they don't get exposed. When they filed that motion, almost immediately, the government files a motion to seal the document so it don't get released to the public. What are they so afraid of? What is in that 20-page motion that they know is going to stir up the public? Man, look at corruption in plain sight. Look at this, people. For the reasons stated in the government's motion to strike defendants' emergency motion for temporary furlough, incorporated into this motion by reference, the government also moves to seal defendants' emergency motion for temporary furlough until such time as the court can rule on the government's motion to strike defendant's motion. The motion was obviously approved, right? We can't even see what is in that 20-page motion. It's been sealed. We can't look at it. But here's where it starts to get stranger. One of the attorneys who's been a part of this case, the assistant attorney general, he's been on this case since about 2019. The day after R.Kelly filed the motion accusing the prison officers of trying to have him murdered, Once the 13,000 pages gets granted to R. Kelly, once people begin to realize, yeah, like our corruption is gonna get exposed. It's not a if, it's when. It's getting exposed. All of a sudden, the attorney general resigns. He leaves. Motion to withdraw counsel was filed. Now, it was filed by the attorney general, the Andrew S. Botros. Now, apparently, this is the reason, okay? The undersigned assistant United States attorney who has appeared in this case is leaving the employment of the United States Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois. So he just up and left. He quit. When everything is unraveling, he just ups and quit. He said, hey, bro, I'm leaving. And his motion of withdrawal was granted, obviously, because he quit. Now, this could be innocent. This could be nothing.
Oh, okay. I see. So you're saying that the Democrats actually they crack down on this type of stuff. Like they crack it down on this, and the Republicans. But why does it gotta be like a situation that is personal? They just, you know what I'm saying? The fireman's gonna be a fireman, police officer's gonna be a police officer. You know what I'm saying? Lawyer's a lawyer. So why would it be tension? But sometimes it be tension. It don't have to be though.
I'm just pointing out the things that concern me. But the rabbit hole don't stop here. It gets deeper and darker. And it's not looking good for the government. I'll be real, bro. It's looking terrible. And it's looking like they try to get that boy off. The two white supremacists who are apparently part of a white supremacist gang, their name is Mikhail Glenstein and David Keith Harris. Now, they both claim they.
Oh, so you feel like the way you feel like it's corruption, like even if it's tension, they mind is already corrupted, if they actually think like that, I mean, like more or less, you gotta let people honestly, you can't bring you gotta leave your feelings at home, when you can work in the job. So that shit gotta be with the politics too, If you don't like somebody, it don't have to be a situation, that you know what I'm saying, gotta proceed to, you know what I'm saying, to engage and to antagonize. You know what I'm saying? Just don't like them.
They were approached by prison officials and instructed to kill R. Kelly. One of the inmates, Stein, reportedly confessed the plot to Kelly earlier this year and has signed a sworn declaration admitting the scheme. Stein claims he was promised an escape and freedom in exchange for carrying out the murder due to his terminal cancer diagnosis. So one of the corrupt correctional officers who know their time is coming, they try to play on the emotion and vulnerability of this dude and let him know, hey, bro, I'll help you escape, all right? I'll help you escape if you can, bro, get rid of R. Kelly for me. But Stein knew better because Stein has had a tumultuous relationship with BOP officers for the latter part of like 30 years now. For as long as he's been locked up, it's been nothing but a battle with the BOP officers or correctional officers. So while he was serving a 16-year sentence for conspiracy to commit aggravated assault, he was in state prison in Arizona. He filed a pro se civil rights action in a federal district court alleging denial of access to the law library. This will be the first sense of corruption that Stein experienced when dealing with these correctional officers. So he filed a complaint against them. He filed it in district court, but the court was confused. The court was like, bro, you don't file this in district court. Like,
whoever came to Stein with a deal or whatever the case may be, and they happen to come to Stein, you know what I'm saying? Now that he declines the offer, GG, they're gonna be on his back. They're not gonna mess with him no more. And he didn't even put himself to ask it. He ain't told them to ask that question. He didn't say that he wanted to think, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
You have to go through the jail, right? Like there's this thing called the inmate grievance procedure where you have different remedies you have to go through. And then if the judge, like deny it all, and then you can appeal. And eventually you get to district court. You just don't go to district court. You have to go through, the Department of Corrections first. So Stein is like, hold on. No, I was told that I was kicked out of the inmate grievance procedure. I was told that I could no longer file. Now, the court is like, huh? That's not true. You haven't gone through nearly enough steps yet. He said, no. Me and my cellie was in our cell, and we got a letter under our cell letting me know that I was kicked out. The court is like, huh? What letter? Bring it to court. So he brings this letter to court that was from one of the correctional officers. It was a name that the court don't recognize, but the letter was essentially telling him, hey, we know you filed a complaint against these correctional officers, but you have to withdraw it from the Department of Corrections and file it with the district court because you have ran out of remedies. You have been kicked out of the inmate grievance procedure and you have to take it a step up. The government was like, yo, this letter is from a ADCO employee named D. Nelson. There is no such employee called D. Nelson. And the letter purportedly from D. Nelson was a forgery. So they said, hold on. This is a forgery of a ADOC employee. This is a crime. So you let us know fast and hurry why we shouldn't charge you with contempt for providing us with this forged letter. And Stein is like, hold on. How did I go from filing a complaint against correctional officers to now I'm being held in contempt for receiving a letter under my cell telling me that I can no longer file my complaint with the Department of Corrections? So they said, yeah, let us know fast and hurry why we shouldn't charge you for contempt. So Stein's lawyer brought forth his cellmate who's seen somebody slide it under the cell. And they also brought forward a handwriting expert who testified and concluded that the question signature D. Nelson was not the true and natural handwriting of the author of the signature, and consequently, neither Stein nor any other individual could be conclusively identified as the author of the signature. At the very least, this would appear to be a hoax on Stein. It would appear to be that one of the correctional officers that he was filing a complaint on probably pulled a fast one on him. No big deal, right? No. Even though the handwriting expert testified that this isn't Stein's handwriting, this is not his signature, even though his cellmate testified, yo, this was slid under our door. I watched it get slid under the door. That still didn't matter, right? The judge still found Stein guilty. The district judge found Stein guilty of contempt under 18 USC and sentenced him to 6 months imprisonment to be served consecutive to his state prison term. The judge found that Stein knew or had reasons to know that the inmate response letter purportedly signed by D. Nelson, however he obtained it, was fraudulent and did not serve to exhaust his administrative remedies. I ain't never heard of nothing. This is crazy. And ever since then, bro, Stein has been in jail since 1996. He doesn't get released until 2030. So he got about 4 years left, right? But ever since then, for the last 30 years, it's been nothing but complaint after complaint after complaint against the BOP correctional officers. And Stein would even write a grievance and sue them for trying to murder him. And I'll be real, when you hear the story of how they've been doing Stein in prison, yo, this is insane. This is insane level of corruption. It's like lawlessness. Once you hear the story of Stein and how they try to get him killed, you can now understand what R.Kelly is up against. In 1996, Mikkel Stein renounced his membership in his white supremacist gang because in 1996, that was the same year he began assisting law enforcement officers to lock up other members of that gang. So he began cooperating and snitching. So he renounced the gang so he don't get grouped with them when he goes to prison, right? When he gets housed, he don't want to be grouped with them, so he renounced them. However, here's where the BOP officers start playing a dirty game. He renounced his membership to this gang in 1996. In 2017, in retaliation for all the lawsuits and all the complaints against the correctional officers, they began to stamp him or validate him as a current and active gang member from that specific gang he snitched on. Stein were right. They validated me when they know I'm not a member of that particular gang, which is a well-planned plan to have me killed. No, this ensures that I'm kept indefinitely in the ADX Supermax at Florence, Colorado. The court should note that plaintiff's security/classification score is a low medium, but as a validated current gangbanger, I'm kept in Supermax. He continues to write, plaintiff will be kept indefinitely at the Supermax until either he completes his federal sentence in 2030 or until plaintiff dies. The Supermax ADX is an atypical and significant departure to ordinary prison, especially when plaintiff is in a facility that fits his classification score of 21, a low medium FCI, of which the plaintiff will be placed in if not validated as current member of that particular gang, which allows plaintiff to work, take vocational trade training, to be out of his cell from 6 a.m. through 9 p.m., 7 days a week, contact visits, a bunch of perks. And he's claiming they're doing this because they don't want him to have those perks and they want him to suffer. Right? Now, he would also say, as a validated gangbanger, it retires that plaintiff remains indefinitely at the Supermax, which plaintiff remains in a cell approximately 8 to 10 feet that contains a shower, sink, toilet combination, cement stool, cement table, cement bed, which window faces a 25-foot wall, blocking a view, all visit behind glass, meals taken and call. So he's saying, hold on, man. Like, how is this fair? I'm being kept in my cell for 156 hours out of 168 hours because they're keeping this validation on me when they know I renounced this gang in 96. Why in 2025 am I still being validated as a super high-powered gangbanger on this gang that I told on? And now I have to stay in isolation because if I don't, I'm going to get killed. He will say that the correctional officers personally told him that we know you're not part of that gang. We just validated you so we can transport, recreate, and house you with other members from that gang. And that way, when they kill your sorry we're covered. We did not know his own people were going to kill him. This has been stated to plaintiff by numerous correctional officers stating, his prior lawsuits and grievances has pissed off the director, the regional director, and numerous other correctional officers. So they're just trying to have him killed, right? So, and he will continue to say, plaintiff directs the court to Exhibit 3. The correctional officer's December 12, 2014 request to transfer plaintiff to a now federal facility because plaintiff's safety is at jeopardy at the ADX. So he is actually explaining in detail how they're setting their plan in motion. They're setting their plan in direct motion. Those same correctional officers are telling the courts, Your Honor, he's not safe here. He done filed a lot of grievances, man. He's not safe. We don't have PC, right? We don't have a PC to house him, away from certain people. He has to be transferred, right? So these same people who try to get him to kill R. Kelly also try to kill him before. So he understands the plan they're trying to put in effect with him. So when he gets asked to help them kill R. Kelly, he's like, hold on, man. I know this game plan, bro. I'm not doing it at all. Now, he's already dying. So he sees exposing these BOP officers, exposing these correctional officers and the director. He sees this as essentially a dying wish. If he dies but gets to expose these people, he's happy because all these people have done is made his life a living hell, has tormented him, has tormented this dude for 30 years. He done filed, I think, over like 30.
I feel what he's saying. He can't trust them. He put them in a situation before that he can't be trusted. He's like, yo, why would I trust them? They do that, I do that. They probably gonna sentence me to this or that. So you can't actually trust them. And why would he do that anyway? Who the heck is like? Why the heck would you commit a crime so good? Yo, that's different right there. So you gotta watch certain situations, you know what I'm saying? And R. Kelly. So if this is actually happening, I don't know what's gonna happen with R. Kelly. This is crazy, So it's crazy that that's they're gonna look into it, I guess, and they gonna see what's going on, I guess, with the director and I guess the what correctional officers that's housed and R. Kelly, where R. Kelly's at, Dandada. So that's what it is, and everybody, I guess, come trying to get the icon R. Kelly to come out, the data, you know what I'm saying? R. Kelly's lawyers, they pushing it forward, the data, and this is what's going on, the data, and everybody's asking for Donald Trump's help, the data, and everybody been asking for Donald Trump's help, GG. So more or less, GG's, the data, Tahini, Scoop Brass, one for Scoop Steve, stay more aware than never, the data, you know what I'm saying? It's in our business. God chose you because he knew could trust you. God's best kept secret, the daughters. Stay aware. You're in the elevator. Who's elevated? God's elevator on the way to the top. So life's what you make it.